Hello, everyone. Today we're going to pick up where we left off. Chapter 1, Positive Beliefs. When you exert positive belief, you ignore all apparent facts while concentrating on that which is desired. This is the essence of most mind power books, and it is totally correct. Always keep in your mind that the old idea of seeing is believing is not necessarily true. The more you become involved with magic, the more you will begin to realize that the facts are not necessarily true. They only appear to be true. Real magic ignores the facts and concentrates instead on the goal because it has realized that facts can be changed. I could list hundreds of cases in which the apparent facts have been pushed aside in favor of something better. Being a healer and having worked with other healers, I can testify to many cases of complete cures being effective when all else has failed. I believed I could cure the ailment, and, more to the point, so did the afflicted person. The facts were defeated through belief, a belief which turned on power to cure. You. You are made in the image of God. So the Bible tells us. This is not a myth. It is absolute fact. You are the only creature on this planet which has the capacity to create using life energy. That which can be described as God creates a universe. You create within the universe according to your will. There's no limitations to the ability to create. You have, above all else, free choice. Naturally, this is akin to a sword that cuts both ways. If you have negative beliefs, you get negative results. If you have positive beliefs, you get positive results. Free choice is being exercised because they are your beliefs, no matter where you get them from. By changing your beliefs, you change your life. Your subconscious mind is a powerful creative tool. Give it an instruction, in other words, a belief, and it will carry this out without any further action on your part, just like a computer previously mentioned. The art and science of instructing the subconscious mind in this way is called magic, and this is the sole reason why magical techniques work. You, as an individual, can and will learn how to do this in the safest, most natural way. You already have power, and that power is probably leaking away or being wasted on unrealistic beliefs such as poverty, illness, and lack. There is no external cause for people's problems. The real cause lies within the subconscious mind. Even science is beginning to realize this fact as more and more illness are being diagnosed as psychosomatic, in other words, as in the mind. If people's beliefs cause their troubles, where do they get them from? The answer is complex. From the moment you were born, you are constantly being bombarded with impressions as you learn. It is a scientific fact that the first few months of life tend to shape the character of the child. Children, particularly babies, are very receptive. If the impressions they receive are largely beneficial, they will grow up well balanced and optimistic because their beliefs are generally positive. If, on the other hand, the impressions received are restrictive and jaded, the result is negative belief patterns, which give rise to serious problems. If you look around you, you will see the evidence of this in yourself and others. Also, remember that society is governed by fear. Think about this carefully. It happens to be true. Society seeks to control by oppression, not by giving realistic values. Religion is almost wholly to blame for this attitude, for religion teaches sin. It has to put a rap in the minds of people that will take many long years to remove. According to religion, you are a dirty, despicable monstrosity from the moment you were born. Stupid ideas like this are received in the subconscious mind of a child from birth. They are added to by the parents, teachers, and other individuals who also believe in this misconception until the mind is filled with fears and doubts about self and life in general. We know that God hates us, that there is nothing after death, and that we are to be punished for all of our sins. This knowing is not fact. It appears to be fact because it has not been thought out. Once a person exercises that right of free choice and begins to question things, things start to change almost at once. Any degree of serious thinking awakens the subconscious mind. If questions are being asked, it will immediately start to provide answers, for the subconscious mind always seeks to serve, just like the lamp of Aladdin. It responds to your desires. Remember that no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what your belief patterns have done to your life, your subconscious mind is always there to help. It is your servant. From this point of view alone, your future is therefore always bright. No matter what lies behind you, success lies ahead, providing that you make the effort. To recapitulate, number one, there is abundant life energy which is freely available to you. No God or other religious entity measures this out in small doses in proportion to your worthiness. There is more than enough energy for everyone, and it will never run out. Number two, you have a subconscious mind, which is your servant. It will do whatever you wish using life energy to bring your desires into physical fact. All you have to do is give it instructions. Practical magic is concerned with the giving of such instructions. Number three, beliefs are the key to magical power. It is the most important to replace wrong beliefs with truth. Only by getting rid of outmoded, self-limiting beliefs can life take a new meaning, because we can then see what is happening. Practical work. Remember this magical rule. Input equals output. There is no such thing as instant magic. Everything takes time. In order to get the most out of magic, you will have to study the ideas given in each chapter and then apply them. Do not skimp through each chapter and then rush into practical work. Go slowly and steadily. Think carefully about all that has been written and try to understand the ideas given to you. There is no substitute for patience, persistence, and regular daily study. The more you put in, the more you get out. This is true in life, certainly true in magic. One of the greatest causes of failure is expecting something for nothing. If you want to change your life, become successful and content, then you must be prepared to work for this. This means that you will have to devote some time each day to your studies and practical work. It is a small sacrifice for a large gain. Number two, a prerequisite to successful magic work is the ability to become calm. You cannot work effective rituals and thereby influence your subconscious mind if you are in a state of turmoil. Learn to relax, especially before attempting a magical act or exercise. This is not difficult to do. All you have to do is breathe slowly and gently, and then let go of everyday thoughts. In a similar way, slowly work through your body, feeling it relax, little by little. Tension is the enemy of ritual because it blocks off your access to your subconscious mind. This exercise is best performed on a floor, but it can also be done lying on a bed. Starting from your toes, gradually work up the body to the top of your head, relaxing each part as you come to it. It is a good idea to use some soft music, perhaps some joss sticks or general incense. This is perhaps the most important exercise in the whole book. Decide what you want. Now, for a really practical exercise of the utmost value, we all tend to think that we know what we want, but do we? You are about to find out. The best way to sum up magical procedure is think, act, anticipate. It is essential to think and plan out any magical ritual before you perform it. Thinking about your ritual intention helps to get the intention firmly in the mind and also helps us to tackle any negative thoughts which will prevent access. I want you to decide exactly what you want from life. Think about this carefully and write down everything on a sheet of paper. While doing this, it is important that you do not restrict yourself in any way. One way of doing this is to imagine that you have a limitless supply of blank checks and unlimited funds in the bank. Think about this. If you really did have an endless supply of money, what would you buy? Where would you go? And so forth. Let your imagination run free and watch out for any negative ideas such as, I cannot have that because of, or similar ideas. Another way to look at this is by pretending that you have a genie in a bottle or even Aladdin's lamp. Use any ideas which help widen your horizons and give you unlimited free choice. Take your time and let everything come out into the open. When you are satisfied that you have covered everything that you need, take another sheet and divide this list into two sections, needs and desires. There's quite a difference between something which is needed and something which is desired. For instance, if your health is bad, you need better health. A new car or a trip abroad could well be a desire. Again, take your time and think carefully about all this. Finally, I want you to look at each of these two lists and put them in order of priority. The net result is that you are now clear in your mind as to exactly what you want from life, and you can also see which of these things are most important. You have 2 weeks to work through these exercises, so do not rush. Do remember to be positive. In other words, include everything, no matter how impossible it may appear to be. In the next chapter, I will show you how to begin to turn these needs and desires into reality. Number 2, Chapter 2, Building a Temple. A magical temple. There are some pretty idiotic ideas about magical temples. Most center around the idea that these are holy places in which certain divine or unsavory entities gather at the whims of the magician. This being the central theme, all else gathers around it. There is a magical law which states if the center is wrong, then all else is wrong. So it is with temples. If the temple is conceived and constructed around the wrong idea, then the result is in a shamble. Before looking at the temple, we must, of necessity, look at the ideal around which it is to be built. The sole function of a temple is to provide a controlled environment for magical work, because the temple is nothing more or less than a workroom, albeit a special workroom. As magic is a science of using the mind, it naturally follows that anything likely to affect the mind adversely should be excluded. Conversely, anything likely to enhance the mind is to be included. Let us start by looking at the exclusion of undesirable elements. There are two areas to be considered: physical and non-physical. Often these combine to produce problems, so the distinction is not exact. Of prime importance is security. In other words, the ability to prevent intrusion by unwanted individuals. A strong lock on the door, together with heavy curtains over the windows, serves to reduce the possibilities of distraction, but more to the point, they help promote peace of mind. The more peaceful you are and the more relaxed and comfortable you feel, the better will be your state of mind. Naturally, the results are therefore more assured because you cannot hope to concentrate fully on what you are doing if half of your mind is concerned with the possibility of distractions. Often, when sharing a place of residence with non sympathizers, there are additional security problems, such as how does one carry on magical work without raising suspicions? There are no hard and fast rules as situations vary tremendously from person to person. However, a little thought and ingenuity will often solve the problem. Suitable cover stories such as yoga, meditation, and so forth are one avenue worth exploring. Always remember that the more relaxed you are, the better the result. So it naturally follows that time spent on sorting out these problems is well spent in the long run. Noise is another problem. This may be alleviated by using background music or special narratives about this may be alleviated, excuse me, by using background music or special narratives, but eventually will train yourself to turn off to such things. Having looked at some problems needing exclusion, let us now look at the temple setup. Temples are vary according to available space, type of work being undertaken, and other more personal factors. The description which follows is an ideal temple using universal symbolism, equating to all the realistic magical practices. We will discuss less adequate situations later. However, the same basics apply regardless of space or expenditure. I think that's going to be all for today. I've had a long day, guys.